why we would share like common chairs a
Oh
little.
yeah, very similar. Yeah, the brown leather chair.
Yeah, I'm trying to be classy for you over here.
Hey, well, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that because, I have no class, so you bring some class, and then, that makes it all equal.
Are you kidding me? I mean, I love your office setup back there.
Oh, thank you. Thank
You,
you.
you're welcome. Now, it's nice to talk to you about Accused season two. And
Yeah.
wow, what a thrill that episode was.
Mm.
But based on the history of your seeing you on television and films, I would have thought you would have been the one behind the wheel.
Oh, all right.
So I like how this time we get to see the more empathetic character that we usually not always get to see of you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, first of all, Nancy, thank you. Thank you for, having me and for, highlighting an episode that I'm very incredibly uh, proud of and excited to be a part of. And you're right. The episode is called April's Story, and it's really uh, a story that Taylor Schilling's character, uh, you know, takes center stage. Uh, and we follow her, we follow April through, a very complicated, traumatic, and intense, uh, you know, moment in her life where, on one day where things are, incredibly tense and stressful, and they start to snowball for her and for her son Wyatt. Uh, and then she runs into, somebody on the road who exacerbates that, and she experiences a road rage incident. And my character, Jake Harris, uh, is, uh, you know, he's involved, but he's not actively involved in what occurs. Uh, and what I found interesting with this character and with this episode that is, written so beautifully by Laurie Sandel and Amy Spencer and directed uh, expertly by Jonathan Mostow was that uh, Jake is also responsible for what occurred. Uh, and like you said, the empathy, but also sort of the self-realization that uh, Jake experiences uh, because he realized that his wife was overwhelmed and he didn't act on that.
Mhm.
Uh, and I think that's sort of endemic on all of us, right? I think we all take on oftentimes more than we can carry. Uh, and at the same time, many of us are unable to ask for help at those times. And so not only are we stressed out, uh, but we are incapable of asking for help. And so this episode functions as a little bit of a cautionary tale, not only for mothers who, I think historically pile responsibilities on top of themselves, whether it's their children, and in our case, in the episode, Wyatt, who has some challenges behaviorally at school and with friends and whatnot. Um, whether it's setting up medical appointments for their kids, whether it's doing the laundry, like all of these things that we see April Harris do in the episode. Uh, and yet Jake, my character, is there and he's witnessing it and he realizes that these things are happening, but he doesn't actively jump in. Uh, to me, that character in Jake Harris is interesting and fascinating because I am a father and I am a husband, and I too have blind spots, and I too have failed. And so being able to infuse some of that reality into Jake was challenging, exciting, and interesting for me.
You know, you mentioned the self-realization, which yes, that's what I had as I was watching, and realizing that at any moment are self-absorbed with everything, depending what's going on in our life, and then incidents we come across on the road alone can really change everything.
Oh yeah, I mean, uh, uh, one instant, one moment in our lives can change the rest of our lives, um, and that's why I think it's so important. Uh, as I said, this episode can function as a cautionary tale to, you know, to maybe call out when we are stressed or we are overwhelmed, um, so that, that one instance that happens in our lives, maybe we have more clarity, maybe, we're more patient, uh, and maybe we take a moment before we act.
Now just mentioned that you're also a father, but um, has your significant other seen the episode?
No,
And
she has not. No, my wife Lily has not seen the episode, but I explained it all to her, and she was like, "Let's be honest, Danny, you'd be the one in the road rage episode. You know, you'd be the one who would be experiencing a road rage incident." Um, but that's why I think it's so it's so human. It's so universal, the episode, because while literally it is a wife experiencing this, uh, I think most of the viewers will be able to place themselves in the car with April or on the phone with Jake.
these things happen. They do. And it reminded me of a Mexican actor that was in Florida vacationing with his family. And a couple of years ago, based on the footage that was captured from the street, he got off along with the passenger, which was his brother-in-law, I believe. And there was an incident where they hit the car in front of them. There was like a turning lane. So I don't know exactly what happened, but now he's in jail. He's been in
Mm,
there for a couple of years, and a Mexican actor again
mm.
just ruined his career, his life, his marriage, and this incident of rage.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, that's a really sad story. But I think it the episode is effective because I think it is based on things that have happened and that can happen. It's not, you know, it's not something that strains credulity. It is, you know, uh, a story that could happen to anybody watching, uh, you know, given some extreme things that happen in anybody's life.
Now, I'm a new fan of Accused now. I have to keep watching the rest of the season. So, for you, who you've done all these different participations and roles. I mean, I just saw you in Hotel Cocaine. Loved it, by the way.
Thank you, Nancy.
Do you have a different space in your heart with your project when it comes to these projects based on true stories?
That is a great question. Well, I mean, the character in Hotel Cocaine, Roman Comte, actually existed. Uh, he was the general manager of the Mutiny Hotel. So that was interesting. It's like somebody who actually, lived and breathed, and uh, that carries with it a whole other responsibility, a whole other level of responsibility that you have to sort of accept and then let go, because you can't be robotic in the role, right? You can't be thinking, well, would he have lifted his right arm during, you just have to live as the character. Uh, but I'll just say that the level of reality that's infused by the writers in this particular episode, and my understanding of trying to be as loving and empathetic and hardworking a husband and father as I am, and realizing that I recognize that in Jake, and yet he fell short, right? And his sort of realization of, you know, how he impacted what transpires in the episode was fascinating to me and was gut-wrenching to me, and was ultimately why I really wanted to play him.
My eyes got watery towards the end when April's the one that's giving the words of wisdom to Jake.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brilliant.
No, yeah, I love
Instead of the other way around.
yeah. Yes, yeah, I think that is that's the I think you put your finger right on one of the major arcs of the episode.
Well, Danny, thank you for your time. Congratulations. I'm happy to got to speak with you. I didn't get to speak to you for Hotel Cocaine, but look, I waited and it was worth it.
Well, thank you, Nancy. I appreciate it, and hopefully in a season 2 we'll be able to correct that.
Yes, that would be awesome. Thank you so much, Danny. Felicidades otra vez.
Muchísimas gracias, te lo agradezco. Que
Muchas
te vaya
gracias.
muy bien. Igualmente.
Gracias.
Bye.
Chao.